By the way, before I do this, it is great. I know that like at different times in our thing, people are like, I mean, the amount of videos I put in the computer at different times, but most of the time it was like being induced by what we were doing, you know. Though I don't know if people know where those came from, but the things that were happening were so bizarre. But like your friend here has like more, thankfully like more time to heal and like be by himself, which is great. But gosh, I mean, the amount of help I've gotten from the same people who are like basically, signaling in like just the most amazing ways that are really cool to people like me. And the idea would be to talk about something. And I'm saying I'm trying to work with your yellow number thing. That means competent, perhaps, um, or that those are ages. I really don't know, but I'm like, I see like I was on the camera because I was, thought I wanted to. I don't really know. That's another thing too. When they were like, "Don't you want to get new clothes?" or like, "Don't you want to do this?" I'm not even sure. Like, I'm sure because I've made so many of these to you guys, whoever you are. Drinking and drunk and this and that. I don't like come on and like make a remember look like on the camera or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't really without anybody ever telling me. By the way, one of the most interesting things is the claim that or the perception that people have in your thing that like there's something unusual about the person. I mean, when you've been like run through these fascinating things and revealed things and there's signaling and the media and the newspapers and like people coming over, like no one tells you what's going on, man. Like, oh, I mean, you you got a guy in a really interesting situation, and it seems we can be of service. That's why someone would, talk into the camera all day or try to figure out how we could help. Um, I get that it's like a game or whatever, but like I said in the other one, I mean, do you want me to? Do you want the people that you're throwing all this out to? I refer back. They put me in hotels at Creek House, and they said across the street the church is called Mount Carmel. I can't say that enough. That happened. In our game, it's signaled all the time. Is it about talking about like the? And yet at the same time, it's clear that what we're doing, part of it is intended to help African American people in our country, or help with the race issue, perhaps. Well, that's kind of odd to be signaling about to people like about both of those things at the same time. Like one of those sets of things are events that like affected people like me when we were young, but they are the kind of thing that is what gets you called by security officers if you speak of them, or gets you like laughed at or for some reason like about being like what's called a right wing nut. Okay, in the meantime, like it also seems I'm being given prompts like talk about those events, serious prompts. But then also like, well, that wouldn't. I don't know if that's related to. Keep trying to think. Well, how is that related to helping African American people or helping with the race issue? Well, I mean, it in a bigger picture, it's like things people don't know that happened when Clinton was president. Those three events I'm talking about that get people like me called a right wing nut are on the list, but also what was done, what happened, what was done to African Americans during that period, and the poor and working class generally. That's a serious thing. Um, but it's very difficult to keep putting the pieces together and wonder, is this my job? To like talk this way and just say like I don't really know. I can't. You help me down here and help people like me down here for some reason. You have like you think we can help with something. But this is the best I can do this time. I certainly don't have anyone to talk to about this. But I mean, I don't want to make the wrong move or do the wrong thing. But it's so contradictory. Like you want people to discuss like what people don't know about the '90s. Is like a lot of this. Then we have the discovery that this stuff in the newspapers is so ironic. I mean, it's meant entirely ironically to talk about. But I don't know who else plays in your thing. I mentioned the article about Venezuela. I mean, I'm not really an economist or anything. It's just, I follow Chomsky, so it's clear to say, well, look, I could talk about that article. It's like it's sort of bait for someone to talk about, but there may be other people in your thing who could write about that better. By the way, why talking to the camera is a much easier way to sort of like get out the fact that I don't really know what you'd like people like me to do, but gosh, do we want to help with all that we've been helped with ourselves? You want to say, geez, like I wish someone would tell me more about what I could do.